Hello, 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 ladies. Ladies, this is a video for you. Now, before I get into it, to introduce myself to those who do not know me, I am just now getting back into making my YouTube videos now that I am so newly self-employed and I have time to do so now. But I am Tiffany, the founder of Joy Center Wellness. Therefore, the name of my channel is Joy Perspective, Joy spelled with an I. So, if you see me looking off to the side or grabbing something, it's because I am a note taker. That is the way that I stay organized without rambling. I will try not to make this video too long. You see what the title is. I am here to talk about perimenopause. Can we all take a deep breath on that together? Come on. What a journey. So I have been navigating changes in my own body for just under a year. When I first turned 42 years old last year in October, you know, things slowly started to change and I started noticing certain things. And I'm here to talk about certain symptoms. There's a lot of information out now in this day and time. We are in the age of information. So thankfully, there's a lot of information out that can help us navigate what we're dealing with, what we're going through, before we even go see a practitioner or a doctor. One thing I will say, document your symptoms, document any changes that you're going through. It will be very helpful to yourself and to any kind of practitioner or doctor whenever you do finally go get to be seen. Well, that didn't make sense. Whenever you do finally choose to go get help or go get seen or try to, get balanced in some type of way, documenting the changes that you are seeing is going to be very, very important. Now, I have my little notes. I'll give you a sneak peek. I have written and typed notes because these are the symptoms that I've documented that I've been dealing with. And I'm going to go over just a few of them in this video. And to avoid making it too long, I'm going to do a part 2. So part 1, here we go. Constipation. Constipation, bloating, experiencing more flatulence. How unpleasant. Now, what I want to do with each of these symptoms is that I want to tell you, in some cases, what happened, what I thought was happening, I guess, and what I learned and what I've tried, what's helped me, things of that nature. So constipation. I, in my opinion, have had one of the more sluggish digestive systems, which led me on a holistic journey to balance my body starting in my 20s, my mid to late 20s. Okay. And I was able to do that for a while. And then here we go. The 40s came knocking and I began to experience constipation a little more frequently than what I had become used to over the years. Because I've had a good, I'm going to say from age 20, I'm going to say age 26 to about age 37, 38. I was very balanced. Didn't have any issues, right? And so now here comes constipation at the age of 42. Bloating, and even more recently, more flatulence. For those of you who don't know what flatulence is, baby, it's gas. How unpleasant. However, we're human. We all have to do it. But to have to do it so often, it's like, no. Okay. So what have I done about gas, flatulence, constipation? Now, I am a wellness coach, and I will say it is not normal or natural to have to take laxatives very often. But to get relief, I'm only sharing what I've done, what I've tried, what has worked for me. Definitely get into the comments and share your symptoms, or what you've learned, what you've experienced. Leave those in the comments, because y'all, I'm trying to tell you, so many women are going through this. Because come on, did you know that perimenopause can occur between the ages of 35 and 55? Not menopause, perimenopause. You don't have to have hot flashes and start having irregular periods to be going through perimenopause or even menopause. Everyone has different symptoms. I've learned from researching that there are over 100 symptoms, and not every woman experiences the same symptoms. So I'm sharing my symptoms, what I wish someone had told me about, so that I can mentally prepare and even physically prepare with tweaks in my life and things like that, supplements, etc., even nutrition. So here we go. What did I do about the bloating and gas, constipation so far? Occasionally, I take senna tea. Senna is an herb. If you want to find it more easily, there's a tea in most grocery stores called Smooth Move by Traditional Medicinals. And the main ingredient is senna, the senna leaves. I have loose leaf senna. I also have disposable drawstring tea bags that I use. They're on my website. But anyway, so, senna tea, I try not to do it every day. I'm going to say 2 to 3 days out of the week. If I need it that much, I will take senna tea to help things get moving. Another thing I do, I purchased a vibration plate that I stand on for 10 to 15 minutes, or even 1 minute sometimes in the early mornings, just to get things shaken up and moving, right? I drink more warm drinks. I love my mushroom coffee. I love my herbal teas. And teas that are good for digestion is peppermint. I like my peppermint tea. I love my green tea with probiotics. Let's see. So vibration plate, warm teas, and my mushroom coffee. My gosh, see, this is why I take notes. This is exactly why I take notes. And I'm thinking of things that I didn't write down, which is why I'm saying, but anyway. So warm drinks, vibration plate, Smooth Move, or senna leaves. SENNA is how you spell senna. You can definitely look it up. You can purchase some on Amazon as well. And walking every day. That gets, that helps your lymphatic system. It helps, de-bloat. I walk, like I said, every day, especially after every meal, and I'll get back to that in another point, okay? So that's what I do for constipation. I thought it was occurring because I was traveling a lot with the previous band that I was with, because I'm a singer as well. And, traveling would, cause constipation sometimes. But even when I left that band and transitioned into a band that has more work-life balance, I was still experiencing it. I'm like, come on, man. Another thing, y'all, nausea. Now, this has been a more recent symptom that has happened the last month. And again, this is, as of right now, it's August 2026. I have a birthday coming up in October. This just started in August. I'm going through a transition in life, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm not pregnant. Like, I know it. Some women are pregnant because they're not as careful when they're in their 40s and 50s, and sometimes it's like, boom, surprise, you're pregnant. But I know for sure that I'm not, because of my practices. And I was getting nausea, and I noticed it would be after I would eat, and I would eat something so healthy, like baked salmon and salad. And then I would take my 10-minute walk, which is something that I do after my meals. And then I do like 10 air squats. And I'll tell you why I do that. I do that because I've learned through my own research that when you do a 10-minute walk and you do something as simple as 10 air squats, it pushes the sugar from your food that you just ate into your muscles to be used as energy instead of being stored as fat. And I'll get to that again later because, the weight has been an issue as well. So nausea, let me tell you what my fiance actually found. I just told him that I looked it up. I searched, hey, is nausea a perimenopause symptom? And it said yes. So he looked a little further. Check this out, because it feels just like I have one child. She's 14 as of right now. Has a birthday coming up as well next month. And I had a very healthy pregnancy. I was 27 years old at the time. And in my first trimester, when I was 10 weeks pregnant, I was only queasy for 1 month. And I only vomited once out of my whole entire pregnancy. That month of queasiness was the absolute worst. I hate feeling like I'm about to throw up. I've never been one to throw up often in my life. I can count on one hand how many times I have. So experiencing nausea during perimenopause has really sucked. It has been, like I said, one of the more recent symptoms that I've experienced. And let me just tell you what my fiance found. I'm going to read this. It's right here. It's not long. Nausea during perimenopause. Effect on the gastrointestinal tract. The stomach and intestines have estrogen receptors. Who knew? When levels of this hormone drop sharply or rise suddenly from one day to the next, the rhythm of digestion and intestinal motility are disrupted, causing bloating, reflux, nausea. Bloating and nausea and flatulence. We've already covered that. But anyway, serotonin alteration. The rapid drop in estrogen temporarily reduces the transport of serotonin to the brain. This transient deficiency activates the receptors that regulates nausea and increases stomach sensitivity. Who freaking knew? Because I didn't. Who knew? I said, to feel like this and I'm not even pregnant. I mean, I'm glad I'm not pregnant because, baby, I'm trying to travel soon. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I wasn't too happy about this symptom. Of course, like really none of them, but that. Okay. What have I done about the nausea? I drink peppermint tea. I sit down, I take it easy. I even broke down and cried, y'all, because I'm just like, I don't want to feel like this. Like, I literally had ate salmon and salad, walked 10 minutes on the walking pad. What else did I do? Did 10 air squats, and then went to go and fold my clean clothes that I had just taken out of the dryer on the phone with my mom, and then I felt so queasy that I had to get off the phone with my mom, and I was so discouraged. I'm like, I can't even fold clothes. And I just busted out and cried, and I'm like, oh my God. So, whew, it's real. So what I do is I just take a little break. I sit down. Thank God I'm self-employed now so that I can. And I will take some salted crackers. That's one thing that I learned from my mom when I was pregnant to do. So I will take some Ritz crackers because of the salt. And I don't know, it just kind of eases my stomach. Another thing that's more holistic is peppermint, organic peppermint essential oil. You can like smell that a little bit or just dab a little bit on your pinky. That's why it has to be organic, and put it under your tongue, and then just, drink a little bit of water. You could take literally 1 drop of organic peppermint tea. Now look, check with your physician, okay? Like, I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just telling you what I did. This is what I did, YouTube, okay? I'm not telling the viewers to do it. But a more holistic way would be using peppermint. Do not ingest essential oils, okay? Do not ingest essential oils. There's peppermint loose leaf tea that is great for helping, right? It can help. And you got to be careful with what you say on YouTube. I don't want to violate any kind of rules or anything. So that's why, I'm going to just say loose leaf tea. Tea is meant to be ingested. So loose leaf organic peppermint tea is great for helping me. And, the peppermint essential oil for aromatherapy. And I like to dab it under my tongue because I've dealt with vertigo, and I've learned that vertigo is even a symptom of perimenopause. But I've been dealing with that off and on since I was 24. I'm used to that, and I don't get nausea often from vertigo, but I've definitely gotten it recently from perimenopause. Okay. Now, gosh, let me hurry up. I'm making this video too long. Nausea. So crackers, peppermint tea, taking it easy, sitting down for a minute, and I learned also that eating small, frequent, bland meals can also help reduce the feeling of nausea during perimenopause. So that's another thing. So take notes. I am not your physician. Take that note as well. Wellness coach, but y'all haven't hired me, and I'm not a medical doctor, so seek that attention first. But I do recommend an integrative practice if you go see a doctor, one who does take the holistic approach, but they are licensed to practice, okay? Heart palpitations. I'm not going to sit up here in front. I don't do a lot of caffeine. I have gum, neuro gum, that I chew for energy and focus. I do it early in the day. And the mushroom coffee, which has very little bit, and I do that only in the mornings. Occasionally green tea, and it's never bothered me over these last few years. I am a health nut when it comes to what I put in my body and on my body. And I don't do a lot of caffeine. I heard it's not good for the nervous system, especially for women. Read about it, heard experts on it, other fellow herbalists on it, because again, I am a herbalist. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And so I am very careful about caffeine. So heart palpitations, I'm like, okay, is this anxiety? Which leads me to my next one. Or does it? No, I'll get to the anxiety one in the next video. I'm saving that one for part 2. But yeah, heart palpitations, I just sit down, I do deep breathing, and I said, you know what, let me look this up. Literally every new thing that was happening to me, I looked it up. Is this a symptom of perimenopause? And it always came back as yes. I told you it's over 100 symptoms. So I would take it easy. I would do some deep breathing exercises. One of them that I learned for anxiety is that you inhale, and you don't want to inhale up here where it's like, where your you know, your lungs are expanding, your chest out. You want to relax your shoulders, and you want to slowly expand your abdomen like a balloon. That is a real deep breathing exercise. And so what I'll do is inhale through the nose slowly, like, and then right when I'm at the top of that breath, I take another short one, and then exhale through the mouth slowly, deflating my stomach. So your shoulders should not rise. Like, you should say, and do that at least 3 times. You can do that throughout the whole entire day. If you're at work and you're getting overstimulated or whatever it is, because that's what I did before I resigned. I was doing that and it really helped. I would also take walks and it would really help with anxiety. So that's what I did for my heart palpitations, and it would go away. You know, it's only like a minute off and on for a minute, and then it just goes away. Same thing with the nausea. Whew, so that's what I did with that. Believe it or not, y'all, ovary aches in the ovaries can also be a symptom. And I've started feeling aches in my left one. And I've had a normal pap smear just last year. And I don't have no different partner. And I take good care of myself, so does my partner. And I'm like, okay, random aches in the ovaries, which only last for about, I don't know, 10 to 15 seconds, and then it goes away, but it still don't feel good. So what I did was what I learned to do years ago, because I've been in this health game for a very long time. We've all heard of Dr. Sebi. Well, his, I want to say second wife, don't quote me on that, but Ma'a is the one who started the health business with Dr. Sebi, and she was with him for at least 30 years. Even during the time we had the court case when he got famous, all of that, right? She was there when they started that business, and they still have that business going to this day, even though there's multiple businesses using Dr. Sebi's name. The original one called the Fig Tree Health Group is the one that I purchased, this female nourishing supplement called H1. So look up the Fig Tree Health Group. You may see it in Brooklyn, New York. You may see it in Florida. Either one, that is the correct store, because her daughters run it in Florida. My aunt runs it in Brooklyn, New York. And for many, many years, I have been purchasing H1. I would say for several years. And it helped stop my ovary aches when I was in my 30s. It helped normalize my cells when I had an abnormal pap smear, along with the herbs that I had formulated and used to this day in my wellness business. So check out my website, joycenteredwellness.com, joy with an I. I will leave it in the description somewhere. But I was taking both of those along with supplements back in the day, like vitamin D3 with K2, an iron supplement, all of that to balance myself out enough, getting my omega-3s. At that time, I was taking fish oil because I had gotten on a regimen that a holistic doctor put me on as well. And with that supplement and the regimen, before I even became an herbalist, I normalized the cells on my cervix, and my ovary aches had stopped. So what I did this time, now that I'm 42 years old and started having left ovary aches recently, the ache started recently. So I swear, I feel like I've gotten 3 new symptoms in the last, month. It's crazy. And so I already had made my own blend of the H1 because I have the individual herbs already here. And I ordered, since I was unpacking, since I recently moved, I couldn't find all my herbs, and I ordered some H1 from the Fig Tree Health Group. And then I found my herbs, of course, after I ordered it. So I was taking my herbs for a couple of days until H1 arrived. And now I'm taking H1 capsules. I'm still working on that one bottle. And then, of course, I have my blend that I've made of it for backup after I finish the one bottle. I take 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night. And it really helps with hormonal balance, and just it nourishes the female system. And that is one supplement that has been tried and true for me and for many women. So I highly recommend it, along with my herbal tea blend called Thriving Yoni, which is also hormonal balancing and a female nourishing tea in tea form. So those are the 2 things I've been doing to help me with my aching ovaries, and it has improved, and I just have to be consistent now. Okay, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only doing 6, don't worry, because I know we're 26 minutes in. Weight gain and weight fluctuations. Now, I am the size right now that I was when I was in high school, but I was a thickums, you know, because we ate that Southern food. You know, I grew up, and in my 20s, my early 20s, I had high cholesterol and, you know, all of this stuff. So once I started my healing journey at the age of 25, spiritually and mentally, healing from traumas, getting help, seeking therapy for that type of stuff. In 2010, I started looking at holistic ways of healing my body because I was suffering from constipation then. Had dark circles in the whole 9 in my 20s. I don't even have those now. So got rid of the dark circles and constipation. Had dropped 70 pounds before I had even gotten pregnant. And then, you know, after pregnancy, remember I had my only child at 27 years old when I was 27, and I was able to drop even more weight after that. And believe it or not, y'all, I had went from being a size 20 when I was married, my first marriage. I'm engaged now. I'm about to, you know, after all these years, I finally found my right and perfect partner finally found me and pursued me, and now we're engaged. But when I was 23, I was married straight out of college. My ex-husband didn't know who he was. I didn't know who I was. I was a people pleaser, hadn't healed from my childhood traumas. So here I am, was so unhealthy, right? So I was constipated. I was just so unhealthy, had high cholesterol, depressed, felt depressed. I wasn't clinically depressed. I was miserable though at both work. At my first chemist job, I was miserable there. And then I was miserable at home because it was toxic. So I gained all this weight. I was already a thickums in high school. So I gained more weight and had went from like a size 14 to a size 20. So dropped all that weight naturally, especially after deciding that I was leaving my first husband. It just started coming off. It was like an emotional release because I had a personal trainer. I was going to the gym 6 days a week. I ate healthy meals, but I wasn't getting enough sleep because at first I was working third shift. Circadian rhythm all the way off. And I didn't know anything about balance. And so I was educating myself. I was healing in so many different ways. And then finally learned about the holistic part, the nutrition part, started doing that. That weight came off so fast with just the emotional release after I looked my ex-husband in the face when we were together at the time, and I said, I'm leaving in a week. I found an apartment. There's no way of fixing this. I've tried. You refused. He later admitted that that I tried and he refused. And we both respect each other to this day. He's moved on way before I did. Got married. Again, he's on his second marriage, still married, hopefully happy and all of that. Had children, all that good stuff. I'm just now getting to the point at 42 where I said yes to someone, an amazing man. So to get back on subject, right? What was I? Weight gain. Here's what I did to stop gaining weight, because now I'm the same size that I was when I was in high school, which is a size 14. I went from a size 8, y'all. Okay. Timeline. High school, size 14. Adulthood, after I healed and became healthy, size 8. Size 10 before I got pregnant. After pregnancy and having my baby and releasing the weight, size 8. Maintained it for years. Slowly creeped up to a size 10, slowly creeped up to a size 12, slowly creeped up to a size 14, starting my late 30s up till now. So I'm going to say 38, age 38 to 42. Age 42, I want to say I'm finally in a, like, all the way in a size 14. So I'm the same size I was in high school. And I'm not happy about it, but at the same time, I ain't gonna front, I still look good. I have my insecurities. I don't feel like I look good from every angle anymore like I did when I was a size 10 and size 8, because I am a tall woman. And so I'm working on it. But one thing I've learned to focus on for perimenopause: strength over weight loss, muscle mass over weight loss, because when you increase your muscle, you are decreasing your fat and you are recompositioning your body, and your body is going to look good. Now, thankfully, I did recently get a body scan. I still have a decent amount of muscle mass, which makes me look very solid. And again, I'm a tall woman. So, I mean, you can tell that I'm, a little overweight, but I guess you can't tell how bad it is. So what I've been doing is I've been focusing on strength training. I got a new gym membership because even though I do strength training at home, in order to experience progressive overload to lift heavier weights, all I can do at home is do more reps. I can't lift heavier at home because I only have a limited amount of dumbbells here. So I go to the gym, I lift heavier with fewer reps to maintain or gain muscle mass. What else? So strength training, I literally walk 10 minutes after every meal. So if I'm eating 3 meals a day, guess what? I'm walking 10 minutes. After each one, that's 30 minutes. And let me say, if I eat a snack, which is counted as a 4th meal, I'm doing another 10 minutes. So that's 40 minutes a day. Not only do I do 10 minutes of walking after each meal, I also do 10 air squats after each meal. And sometimes I'll add, dumbbells to those 10 squats. And to not stress my body out, and I'll get to that in part 2 about the stress, I've learned to work out in a different way, because working out and eating, the way that you do that in your 40s or during your perimenopause period is going to affect your body differently than what it did in your 20s and in your 30s. Trust me. Many women are saying it. You can go check out another woman's video if you don't believe me. So walking and doing 10 air squats, walking 10 minutes doing 10 air squats, or walking at least 10 minutes and doing at least 10 air squats after each meal has helped me maintain and not gain any more, not get any bigger, along with strength training at least 2 times a week for 20 minutes. Sometimes, the 20 minutes goes over to 25 or 30 minutes because I just recover. I take my time and I recover before moving on to the next exercise. I don't care as long as I get it done. Okay, at least 2 times a week, strength train, and every day walk after every meal. And another thing I do is I stop eating at a certain time. Sometimes, like, I keep it I try to be consistent, but I keep it in a 2-hour window. Because sometimes I get up at 3:30 in the morning. Sometimes I'll get up till 6:30 in the morning. So some days when I'm going to bed earlier, I will stop eating around 4:30. No later than 5. Some days I'll stop eating at 6:30 when I can go to bed a little later. Because the key is being consistent, letting your body rest at night instead of still digesting your food. Okay? That also improves your sleep, which I'll get to in part 2. Uh, Last but not least for this video. So constipation, which includes bloating, gas, or flatulence. The nausea, we've covered that. The heart palpitations, the um, random aches in the ovaries, the weight gain, and the weight fluctuations. I've kind of covered that because I was going up and down. Now I'm maintaining because of the schedule that I've put myself on. Last but not least for this video, number 6 is going to be the chemistry change in my armpits. I used to have to wear the same thing my daughter wears, which is we use natural deodorant. And what works for us both for the longest is Native for sensitive skin. I had to not only switch to the regular Native, for the regular, which is strong, stronger than the one for sensitive skin, but I've also had to start using witch hazel wipes or witch hazel spray and wipe it with a dry paper towel under my armpits before applying the stronger natural deodorant, which is the regular Native. And it has been a game changer. It has worked well for me. Feel free to try it. Witch hazel is a natural herb. It's an astringent herb. And it's really good for the face. I have been doing it on the face for a while because it helps shrink pores, the appearance of your pores on your face, along with cold water on your face every morning. So I had been doing witch hazel and cold water on my face. I had to start doing witch hazel under these armpits before applying regular strength deodorant and not the sensitive skin. Okay, so that has worked for me when it comes to my armpits. It's 37 minutes, Lord. How do I want to end this video? Keep a watch out for part 2. I will do my best to be more straight to the point in part 2. Let me see if there's anything else. I went over that. I went over what I tried to help each one. Oh my God, is there anything else? Again, if this video is helpful to you, y'all, please press like. It's going to help other women who need this information to find my video. I'm self-employed now. It will be helping a sister out. And comment and share this video with other women who are going through something, y'all, who are going through some kind of changes. This video can help them. And subscribe if this is more content. Now, I'll be doing some wellness stuff too, like, you know, stuff for like kidney health, liver health, that type of stuff too. That content is coming. But I also have this perimenopausal symptoms and perimenopausal series in my brain that I just got to get out and help women. Balance is key. I want to see us all win. And another thing, we need more women of color representing for other women of color, being that we are genetically different from our counterparts. If that makes any sense. And that's not prejudice, that's facts. Go look it up. Like, we have certain things in common, but our levels, because we're genetically different in certain ways, you know, our levels can be different. But this video can definitely help women of any culture, of any ethnicity, of course, because we have our similarities. But this could also be of use to women of color from the United States, because I'm in the same environment as y'all and I'm a melanated woman. So share this with other women and subscribe for more of this type of material. I have a part 2 coming at you right after this. So yeah, I'll end it right there. Comment your symptoms. I want to know what your symptoms are and what you've done about it and what you've learned. Comment that, because those comments are going to help other women. Okay, we're in this together, y'all. You know how the United States is stressful. Like, the work-life balance just ain't it's not it over here. So yeah, we're gonna balance together. Okay? Leave your comments, share your experiences, and I will see you in part 2.